So, hello, thank you for being here. I'm going to read at the very beginning from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and it's a visual meditation. And the first meditation is on the first Yoga Sutra, which is this image. This painter, whose name is Melissa Townsend, painted this. And she wrote, the first yoga is now we begin the study of yoga. Traditionally, the first sutra serves to state the intention of the book and the subsequent sutras. By using the prefix anu with the words sasanam, the author indicates the material that follows is not his creation, but it is his consolidation and transcription of instruction about a practice and tradition that already exists. It is an exposition of this practice of yoga. The image on the painting is of a glass of spilled milk, which takes a little bit of artistic license with this traditional meaning. Now that the milk is spilled, now that the mess is made, now that things have fallen apart, whether by our own doing or another's, now is the time that we begin the practice of yoga. Of course, now the present moment is the only time that actually exists. Now is the only time in which it is possible to do anything, including the practice of yoga. So now, yoga. And we'll just begin with on our mat, on our hands and knees. We're just going to do some tabletop movements. And we're just going to, I invite you to do cat and cow, lift up, and then extend, lifting up into cat, and then dipping down, arching your back in cow, and breathing, exhaling in cat, inhaling in cow, exhaling, and inhaling, exhaling, and inhaling, exhaling, and inhaling. And we'll just keep doing this for 3 more breaths. Inhale 1, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale 3, exhale 3. And now we're going to just lift our arm up and thread the needle. This is helping us with our shoulders. And we're threading the needle. And when we go down, we're exhaling and inhaling up. Exhaling. 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 Inhale. And now this time we're going to stay down on our shoulder. With our, the weight is on our arm and our knees and our head. And we're just looking towards that hand and feeling the opening in our shoulder. And we're going to reach up and inhale and put that hand on the ground. And we're going to work with the left arm, raising it up, extending it out, raising it up, exhaling as we move down to the floor, inhaling as our shoulder opens. Exhale, inhale, inhale, inhale. And on the next inhalation, we're going to remain down on the ground and feel the shoulder opening a little bit in this position. And we're just breathing easily here as we rest on the ground. Good. Now we're going to come up and we're going to extend our right arm straight out in front of us. Our palms are facing where they're facing, anyway, they're facing one of the walls. And then our foot is going to, our right arm is out and our left leg is extending out. And we're just balancing here. Pressing out through our heels, feeling the strength of our body. You might feel a bit twitchy or jiggly. Just keep your breath in the center of your consciousness, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. Now we're going to draw the arm in and meet the elbow with the knee, exhaling, and then extending out. Inhaling. Sorry, this should be exhaling here and inhaling when we're out. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. And then put that arm and leg down. And we're going to work on the other side. We're going to lift the left arm up, palms facing towards your torso, although they're extended out, and then our right leg is moving back. We're pressing out through the heel. We're pressing down through our right hand into the mat and into the top of the foot, the shin, and the knee. So we're grounded on the one hand, and then we're moving in two directions on the other. So we're inhaling and exhaling here in this balance pose. Inhaling and exhaling. And we're pulling in our belly button and feeling our muscles draw towards the spine. And we're just inhaling 2, inhaling 3, inhaling 4, and inhaling 5. And we're going to now draw the elbow towards the knee and extend it out. We're exhaling as we draw in, inhaling as we draw out. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And we're going to put our hands down here. And we're just going to draw back. You can put your toes together into a child's pose for a moment. And we're going to rest here. We're extending our arms out, palms flat on the ground. And we're going to walk towards the right leg, stretching out and really feeling 2 inhalations into our side body that's open here. Inhale 1, inhale 2. And we're going to walk back to the other side. Inhale 1, and inhale 2. Now we're going to go flat out onto the ground on our belly, and we're going to work on some back strengthening postures. So we'll just put our hands underneath our shoulders, and we will push into our hands and feel our shoulders moving up, our shoulder blades touching each other in the back if we can. And then we're pushing into our arms into a low cobra. And then we are lowering down. So this is an inhalation as we come up, and exhale as we come down. And we'll do this 3 more times. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now we're going to put our forearms on the ground in front of us and work on our sphinx. So we can can be a sort of active passive pose, because even as we put our forearms underneath our shoulders, we can feel the curvature in our lumbar spine. And we can just push into our forearms and breathe here. We can feel the chest, the collarbone moving towards the opposite wall, and our upper arms are externally rotating. And we're breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come down and draw our arms towards our torso, palms up. Our forehead is in the ground. And we're just going to lift our shoulders up and keep our forehead on the ground and then lower them. So lift our shoulders up and then drop them down. Shoulders up and drop them down. And this time we're going to lift our shoulders up and our head. So we'll start with our shoulders, lift our shoulders up, and then our head, and now we can lift our arms up. And if you like, you can lift your legs up. We're pressing into our toes, extending our arms back and up. And if you like, you can clasp your hands behind you and pull your shoulders back and really feel that beautiful opening, and point your toes behind you. So we're just opened up here in the morning or in the afternoon or whenever you're doing this, feeling the ability to breathe deeply. Now we're putting our hands down and we're going to do a half bow. And we're continuing with these back bends here. Now that we're down, going to lift our left, bend our left knee. We can reach around and hold on to our ankle, and we can push with our, I'm going to put my right arm in a Sphinx position, and then I'm just going to look over my left shoulder and extend my ankle out in this half bow. And now I'm going to come down. I'm going to draw that foot into my behind here, and then I'm going to lower it down. So I'm going to try that on the other side. Use my half of my body is upright in the Sphinx. The other half is reaching behind to this half bow, and I'm pushing into my foot so that, and I'm looking over at my leg there. Okay, now I'm going to come down. You shouldn't feel any pain in your lower back at all. If you do, just come down. We're going to try the full bow if it's in your wheelhouse. If not, you can just rest on your belly or go back into child's pose. We're going to grasp our ankles, push into our feet, push the pelvis into the ground, lift our knees up, and extend our shoulder blades back. Breathing deeply here, bringing your knees together, and really inhaling and exhaling as we push out in our feet. Good. All right. Very good. Now, I think we'll just go over, we'll do some counter poses here. We'll come back into child's pose and for just a moment and rest. And then we will scoot over onto our legs. Now, you might have a strap here. Or you might have a TheraBand. You can have something that will help you. If you have a difficult time moving down, we're just going to sit in Dandasana and do some forward bends here, just to counter those back bends a little. So I'm putting the strap around my feet, holding onto it, and I'm lowering down with a straight back. Now, you can't lower down too far with a straight back, so just rest here for a few moments and then fold over, and you can hold on to your toes, the outer edges of your feet, or you might be up here, in which case you just hold on to the strap. So this is just a powerful moment to do a forward bend. I'm holding onto the outer edge of my feet and using my elbows to help me extend my nose a little bit further down my legs. So it's really about going forward and not so much about going down. So you're trying to move your nose down your legs. And then you can just fold over here, inhaling and exhaling and allowing gravity to help you and your breath. So with every inhalation, you may feel your body come up a bit. With every exhalation, you may feel it settle down into your legs a bit more, towards your legs, your nose scooting along your shin or your knee or your thigh or wherever it happens to be. And now we're just going to come up. And I'll put my hands behind me, facing the back wall. And I'm just going to lift up into, I think this is called a reverse plank, onto my feet so that my arms are straight. My knee is in line with my body. It should be a diagonal. And we're just going to rest here for a minute. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come down and we can shake out our arms and shake out our legs. We're going to come back up and do a few sun salutations just to sort of integrate all of that movement into our body. So we're up and we'll just do sun salutation A. Arms up, lift up, look up. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, both legs back into a plank for a minute. We're just going to rest in this plank. And now we're going to come down either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And we can come up into a low cobra or an upward dog. And we're folding our feet in, into the back. Our heels are moving towards the mat. Our toes are spreading on the floor. We can lift up onto our toes. We can spread our fingers. We can externally rotate our arms here, which gives us an opportunity to feel our shoulders opening. And we're just breathing here, 5 breaths. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Inhale, 6. Now we're going to just walk forward into a forward fold and then lift halfway up. Inhaling, exhale, and inhale all the way up, look up. And we're going to stand. All right. So we're going to go back to the sun salutation and do a different variation. So inhale, look up, arms up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, drop the knee, arms up. Exhale, left leg back into plank. And we're going to breathe here for a moment, just feeling the power of the plank. Our body should be on the diagonal. It's a very active pose. We're pushing back in the heels, pushing down into the earth with our palms. Our palms are like suction cups here. And we're inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come down either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And then up into cobra or downward dog, and back into, sorry, that was upward dog, and back into downward dog. And we're going to have 3 breaths here. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. And then lift your right leg up, extend it forward between your legs. Your left leg comes forward. You're in a forward fold and you're exhaling. And we'll just come up halfway into a small back bend. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Inhale, look up, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, left leg back, drop the knee. Look up. Exhale into plank and chaturanga, or whoever you want. And then up into an inhaling back bend of one kind or another. And back. Exhaling into downward dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Lift the left leg up. Extend it forward between your knees. Your other leg forward. Forward fold. We're going to rest here for a moment in forward fold. You can hook your hands into your elbows if you like. You can hold onto the ankles and use, or you can put your fingers underneath your toes, and you can use your elbows to help you extend forward and down a bit more with your breath. So this is just letting gravity and your elbows to help you move down a little bit further. All the time breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come up all the way, inhaling, looking up, and exhaling down into Tadasana. So we're going to stand. I find it difficult to do balance postures on my mat because I use 2 mats. So I always stand on the floor. And I'm just going to do the tree for a minute with you. So let me turn the light on here. There we go. So we have our, we're standing in Tadasana, feeling the weight between our legs. We can balance back and forth here, just finding equal weight. And we're going to lift our right knee up, balancing on our left foot. And we're going to move it to the outside, and then to the back, and then to the front, and then to the back, and then to the front. And I've got a wall here because I'm very tippy. So I'm bringing my foot into my thigh and then holding in a prayer position, or you can lift your legs up. Now, if you fall out like I do, just come back into it. And you're pressing your foot in one side and your thigh is pressing back. So you have a beautiful balance here. You look at the drishti or focal point and hope for the best. And now we're going to come out and we'll try the other side. So once again, we're going to just move your knee forward, side, back, forward, side, back, forward, side, back. And then we're going to lift up and put our knee in place here. Oops, oopsie. And one side might be a bit better than the other. So you pull in your belly, you lift your chest up, your collarbone is lifting up, and balance, looking at that focal point or drishti, preparing yourself, feeling a kind of meditative centeredness, if you can. Inhaling and exhaling, and you can lift your arms up over your head if you like. And now we're just going to come up and come down. Okay, good. So we're standing now, and we're going to do some beautiful standing postures that give us a real sense of strength. We'll start with Trikonasana. So we have a fairly wide stance here, and we turn our right foot out. Our left foot is on the diagonal, a diagonal that feels good to you. And we are feeling the strength in our legs, pushing into our feet, lifting our toes up, lifting the arches of our feet up, and extending our arms straight out and dipping here. You can put one hand into your hip crease and extend your arm out. You should feel equal length on each side of your body, and then drop one arm down and then look up to the other. So you can use a block here if you like, or your shin. You can, of course, go down to the floor if you can, but you want to try and maintain length on both sides of your torso. And once again, the drishti in this posture is your upper hand. And you are really feeling the strength in your legs. You're pushing into your feet, and you're turning your chest towards the sky. So the earth is underneath you, holding you up, and the sky is allowing you to extend up. Now we're opening up again, moving our feet to the other side. And once again, you can put your hand in the hip crease, feel the hip move back, your arm move over, drop down, and lift your upper arm up, look up. You may find each side is different. In this case, it's much more of a challenge for me to get any sort of depth in this pose, but on this side, but over time, you make improvements. So here we are in yoga now, in this very moment, feeling the power of this posture and feeling it empower us to move through the day with confidence and care. And we're going to come up, turn our foot in, and we're going to move into warrior two here. So we're just going to dip down. We're going to first of all extend out, our arms out, so we have a sense of breadth. Our chest and collarbone are moving up. Our head is up with a little puppet string. And we are really feeling tremendous opening in our front of our leg. Our thigh is moving back. And we're just feeling the strength here. Extending our arm out, dropping our forearm to our knee, and in this extended side angle, we can look up. Feel once again our chest turning as we open towards the ceiling. And then we're going to lift up and move to the other side. Once again, our warrior pose, bending our knee over top of the foot, lifting our arches up, our toes up, and feeling us go down, down, down. Making sure our back knee is straight, feeling the weight in the back of our rear foot, and extending out into side angle, dropping our forearm down. Our upper arm goes over on the diagonal as we turn our torso and look up. And now we're going to come back up. We'll come into Trikonasana again and just drop our arms. Good. We're going to move into a forward bend here, wide angled forward bend, and hands once again in our hip creases. We are extending forward over this chasm in front of us. Our back is as straight as we can manage for the minute, and we can drop our hands down between our legs and then lift up with a straight back. Once again, we can lift our toes up, our arches, and we can feel our knees straightening here. And you can bend around and fold over if you like, extending your arms out in front of you, and feel with this, with the help of pressing your hands into the floor, you can feel the wonderful stretching of the hamstrings in the back of your legs. So we're just feeling that stretch as we walk over to the right. And then as we walk over to the left, you can hang on to your ankle if you like, if that's possible, bending your elbows and drawing yourself into your leg. And you can walk over to the other side, hold onto your ankle, and then draw yourself into that leg. And back. A really good stretch here. Really lovely stretch in your hamstrings. And you feel the energy moving up from your heels to your sit bones in the back. And you just allow gravity to give you a little bit of a help here. It's a very powerful, strong, active pose. I sometimes just keep my toes up as it keeps my feet active, keeps me grounded. And I'm turning my tailbone so that I have more extension in my hamstrings. I'm going to walk in all the time I'm breathing with a flat back here. I'm going to wiggle my feet in a little bit, put my hands on my hips, and then draw myself up with a straight back. And wiggle my feet in a little bit more. Oops. Okay, good. Now, I'm just going to stand in Tadasana now for a moment. It's a very exhausting practice we've had so far for me. I'm inhaling and exhaling. Inhale. We'll have 5 inhalations just into Tadasana. So I want you to feel your weight equal on your front and your back of your feet. You can spread your toes. You can have your feet hip width apart, or you can have your toes together, whichever you like. And I'm going to just feel my chest opening here. My shoulders are dropping. My arms are at my side. And I'm looking straight ahead. And I'm inhaling 1. Exhaling. Inhaling 2. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Inhale 5. Inhale 6. And then exhale. Shake it out. All right. So I think what we'll do now is just come down and do some side planks. I'm just going to come down onto my hands and knees, and then I'm on a tabletop, and then I'm extending back into plank, and then I'm going to move over into a side plank. Now, you can put your feet one on top of the other here, or you can put one foot in front of the other. And we're going to just extend our arm up And we can torque our hips up as well, so that we're raising our hips and our hand. We can look up if we like, or you can look forward. And we're going to rest here for 3 more breaths. Inhale. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. And now we're going to put the other arm down and we're going to move to the other side. You can just rotate to the other side. I'm going to rotate so that I can see you here. And once again, it's side plank. So we have our foot out. We have the foot either on top or in front. And we raise our arm up. And we have our hips. We can push into our hand and push our hips up, like our top hip up, so that the hips are actually facing the front, both of them. And we're pushing into our hand, pushing into our feet, the outer edge of our feet, and we are done. Now we can come down. There we go. All right. So I think we'll have an opportunity now to visit our bridge. We're going to, or we can do Navasana, boat pose for a moment. So I'm going to hold on to my thighs here, lean back. I'm going to lift one leg up and then the other, and then both legs up. You can do a variation by just lifting one leg, or you can, and I'm working to keep everything on the diagonal and feeling my core strengthening. I'm sucking my belly into my spine and pointing my toes. I'm keeping my shoulders broad, my chest open, and I'm inhaling and exhaling here. You can come down whenever you like. And now we can come down here. All right. And we're going to just move back onto our back here and put our feet on the ground. We can move our knees, windshield wipe them back and forth a bit. And then we can press our feet into the ground, extend our arms beside our torso. We can hold on to the mat, or we can grip our shoulders underneath us as we lift our hips up, or we tip our pelvis, our tailbone. Our pelvis is moving up. We're curling our spine just a little bit, and then we're going to curl it back down. This time we're going to come all the way up. We're tipping our pelvis, and we are coming all the way up, holding our arms underneath us, feeling the knees move towards the opposite wall, pelvis moving up, the chest moving up. Don't move your head. Just keep it where it is and breathe evenly. Keep your hips moving up. Imagine I'm holding on to you and bringing your hips up, and someone else is raising your chest up. So you imagine that you have these 2 extra forces that are helping you really extend your back. And now we're going to come down, and we can bring our legs into our bodies and do a little rock and roll. We can draw our hands through our knees and lift the soles of our feet up to the ceiling and do a little bit of a happy baby movement here, a little massage of the back. And now we're going to drop our feet down to the floor, extend our arms out to the sides, and I'm lifting my hips up towards the right and dropping my knees down towards the left as I look towards the right. So this is a twist. And we are just feeling the weight of our body sink into the ground. in this beautiful twist. You can move back to the center. Once again, lift your hips up, drop your knees down, and look towards the left. So the knees are pointing towards the right, your head is pointing, your nose is pointing towards the left. And you're just inhaling and exhaling here, feeling the deep relaxation that emerges near the end of a asana class. We're moving our knees up again. We're going to put our foot in a kind of keyhole place, figure 4, and we're pulling in on our thigh. And then we are going to, once again, extend our legs out. We're going to just cross that upper leg over the lower leg, lift the hips up towards the left. My right leg is on top, and I am just dropping it down to the side. It's a little bit of an extra twist here, and turning and looking towards the opposite way. And I can, my opposite hand, the knees are pointing towards the left. My right hand is sweeping around as though it's a second hand in a clock. If it's painful as you go around, you can, in fact, just simply allow your hand to, you can allow your hand to lift off the floor. And we'll do that on the other side. We're going to just lift our left leg up into a figure 4, resting your ankle on your thigh, and then lift that leg up. Hold on to your thigh, threading your hand through the figure 4, and you can pull back. And you can use your elbow to press out on that bent knee. You could have both of your feet flexed, and you can press into the heels here. This can be quite an active pose. And if you press into your thigh, into both thighs, you get a nice extension in your body, and you get a lovely stretch of your, I think your glute, it's the hamstring, or it's something that moves down to your glute. I'm not sure what it is exactly. All right. And we're just going to continue, move that foot, upper foot across your legs, lift your hips up towards the left, drop your knees towards the right, extend your back arm out. Feel the twist here. It's quite you can actually put your hand on your knee and just use that as a little bit of extra gravitational pull. And you can look at the opposite arm. Once again, you can use your shoulder arm as a second hand. Your body is a clock, and you're just moving it around here. So you have a lovely feeling of opening in your shoulder here. And you can breathe easily here. And one more time around. If it's painful, just lift your arm up over. Sometimes at about 11 o'clock, I feel a really big stretch, so I might move back and forth there and exaggerate that stretch. And now you're going to come back, lower your spine onto the floor, lift your knees up, roll around on your back a little, massaging your back again, and then put your feet on the ground. Feel the weight of your hips on the ground, your feet, your shoulders. You can open your arms up, your palms up, and you can use a bolster underneath your legs, underneath your thighs if you like. You can leave your feet on the ground. You can put your feet up the wall so that this is it allows all of the blood to drain from your feet into your torso. And then you can extend your legs out on the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And you can just feel the weightlessness of your body as it begins to relax after the movement that we've shared today. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. I'm going to leave you in silence for a few moments, and I'll call you back. And as you emerge from your beautiful relaxation, you can feel the tingling in your toes and in your fingers. You can roll over on your side and make your way to a seated position. Today, we practiced our yoga in the now, in the moment. We did a good deal of spinal work. We strengthened our back. We opened our chest. Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, "There is the mud and there is the lotus that grows out of the mud. We need the mud in order to make the lotus." These seem very wise words. So we have axial elongation in our spine from all of our movements back and forth. And I am reminded once again that there is chronological age, and then there is the flexibility and mobility of your spine that determines a lot about how you live your life at any age. So you can have an old body at a young chronological age, or a mobile spine and a young body at an older chronological age. My goal is to maintain my spinal mobility until I'm about to be drifting back into the ground. Thank you very much on that happy note. Happy mud lotus to you.